Welcome to Journey Through the Word with Miss Pleasant. Today is the 22nd, so we will be journeying through Proverbs 22. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share. Let's get to it. Proverbs 22. Choose a good reputation over great riches. Being held in high esteem is better than silver or gold. The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord made them both. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precaution. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. True humility and fear of the Lord leads to riches, honor, and long life. Corrupt people walk a thorny, treacherous road. Whoever values life will avoid it. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they are older, they will not leave it. Just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. Those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. Blessed are those who are generous, because they feed the poor. Throw out the mocker, and fighting goes too. Quarrels and insults will disappear. Let's dissect. All right. Let's start off by saying choose a good reputation over great riches. You know how somebody is so hungry to get rich that they will do anything. They will join forces with anybody. They're about their dollar. But along with that comes the reputation of everything that they have going on and of everyone that they are in business with. So the word right here, Mother Wisdom and Father God, is telling us that a good reputation, you know how they say all money ain't good money? That's what they're talking about. That's what Mother Wisdom is telling us. All money ain't good money. All right, it went on to say, true humility and fear of the Lord leads to riches, honor, and long life. That's the plan, right? Riches, have a good, successful life. Honor, you could be respected, and a long life. That's the plan. So it says that come with true humility and the fear of the Lord. And the fear of the Lord, they told us in the previous Proverbs, is following these teachings, is listening to Mother Wisdom, is following God's commandments. All right, it says, those who plant injustice will harvest disaster. It might not happen this day. Stuff might not come up on the day that somebody did something. But if you're planting those seeds of injustice, if you're planting evil seeds, if you're planting ill intent, if you're planting just not good ways, you're going to harvest disaster. When the time comes, disaster is coming. And the reign of terror, that means the time that people have been terrorizing people, it's going to come to an end. It says throw out the mocker. They talked about the mocker in the previous proverb, where it was talking about drinking, alcohol, a lot of wine and alcohol, being drunk. Create a mocker. A mocker is that boastful, loud person. It said if you throw out the mocker, then also fight goes out too. Quarrels, insults will disappear. It all go with that mocker. So we don't want to become that mocker. All right, let's continue. It said, whoever loves a pure heart and gracious speech will have the king as a friend. The Lord preserves those with knowledge, but he ruins the plans of the treacherous. A lazy person claims, there is a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed. The mouth of an immoral woman is a dangerous trap. Those who make the Lord angry will fall into it. A youngster's heart is filled with foolishness, but physical discipline will drive it far away. A person who gets ahead by oppressing the poor or by showering gifts on the rich will end in poverty. Listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my instructions, for it is good to keep these sayings in your heart and always ready on your lips. I am teaching you today, yes, you, so you will trust in the Lord. I have written 30 sayings for you, filled with advice and knowledge. Let's dissect. All right, it says, whoever loves a pure heart and gracious speech will have the king as a friend. Who don't want that person as a friend? You know a person that just had a pure heart and always edifying, always lifting up, a gracious speech, a sweet word in the time of need. Instead of tearing somebody down, instead of using their words to speak death, they're speaking life. You know that person. Another proverb, it says over here, it says, the lazy person claims there's a lion out there. If I go out, I might be killed. That's that lazy person again. These proverbs has talked about this lazy person over and over again. And that particular one was saying excuses. Excuses. Stop using excuses to be lazy, because you are going to come to poverty. It also says, a youngster's heart is filled with foolishness. God is telling us, when you are born, we are born into sin. Foolishness is in little children's heart. Foolishness is in it. It says physical discipline. I know people say a timeout, and people say, let's communicate through this, and all these things. The world that we live in today, when we lean to our own understanding, then we're feeling like we should not physically chastise our children. But God says we chastise those that we love. And he's saying here, it says physical discipline will drive that foolishness far away from them. Discipline does not have to be abuse. But we have to lean to God's understanding. God created our bodies. He created our hearts. He created our souls. He knows what it takes to raise us up in the way that we should go. He knows what it takes to drive out foolishness from us. And he's telling us here, for a child to drive that foolishness out, it takes physical discipline. The world has almost done away with physical discipline. And we see the behaviors, the attitudes, and the disciplines of the youngsters. It says, a person who gets by oppressing the poor or by showering gifts on the rich will end in poverty. We see that today. We see that a lot in politics. We see that a lot in life, that oppressors, they keep people that's in poverty, they oppress them. They have them living in oppressive situations, and they make all type of ways that the rich can continue getting richer. We don't have to worry ourselves about that. That's a battle that we cannot fight. It says that God is telling us right here that they will end in poverty. You can rest in that. You can know that. You can rest and relax in that. They end in poverty. All right, let's continue. Oh, wait a minute. It says, and I want to go over verse 19 and 20 before we continue. 19 says, I am teaching you today, yes, you, so you will trust in the Lord. 20 says, I have written 30 sayings for you, filled with advice and knowledge. These are the Proverbs. These are the Proverbs that we are going through, dissecting, journeying through, and applying to our life today, because God is telling us that I left these things, 30 of them here for you, with advice and knowledge to help you get to that successful life, to help you get to that light, not that dark road that leads to death. I always say I've written you 30 of them, and we're going to go through them all so that we can do life in such a way that we are living a long, prosperous, successful life. Let's continue. 21. In this way, you may know the truth and take an accurate report to those who sent you. Don't rob the poor just because you can, or exploit the needy in court. For the Lord is their defender. He will ruin anyone who ruins them. Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul. Don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else. If you can't pay it, even your bed will be snatched from under you. Don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers set up by previous generations. Do you see any truly competent workers? They will serve kings rather than working for ordinary people. All right, let's dissect. All right, we already talked about he written 30 Proverbs for us to get advice and knowledge. He said this way, we will know the truth and be able to take an accurate report of those who sent us. God sent us. He sent us down here to be ambassadors. He sent us down here to be messengers of the kingdom of God. He sent us down here so that now we're getting this information. He said so that we can bring an accurate report to those who sent us. We can bring an accurate report. And say, don't rob the poor just because you can, or exploit the needy in court. Don't rob the poor just because you know that they need something. So you're taking more than you are supposed to take, or exploit them. If you're doing a good gesture, a good deed from your heart, do that good deed. God sees your heart. God knows your heart. Everyone don't need to see it. Everyone don't need to know it. You do not need to exploit them. It says, this one right here, 26, verse 26, Proverbs 22, verse 26, it says, don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else, because if you can't pay, even your bed will be snatched from under you. I made sure to go over that one because it said this several times in the previous Proverbs. Don't put up surety for your friend. Don't put your name to something that your friend got going on. It's not to say that to say to be mean or to be not a friend. It says that to protect you. So now that we know that, we shouldn't even ask somebody to do something like that for us, as well as us not doing it for others. It say, do you see any truly competent workers? They will serve kings rather than working for ordinary people. They talking about work ethic. They talking about work ethic, and it go hand in hand with talking about that lazy person who would not even work, so they cannot accomplish anything, not any of their wants, not any of their desires, or not any of their needs. But this person with a great work ethic is saying they won't work for normal people. They will work in king's places. Their gifts are going to make room for them. They are going to work in high places because of that work ethic. Let's take heed to that. That sums it up for Proverbs 22. We will go on to our questions. These questions will be discussed within your groups or with yourself. Question 1. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Think about your life and how you want to live life. What legacy do you want to leave? Question 2. Why is character more valuable than wealth? And question 3. How can humility guide success? Well, we at Journey Through the Word will love to hear from you. Please drop those replies, drop your prayer requests, drop any questions or concerns. We are here doing life, journeying through life with you.